Hi guys, Naokimi here. We are starting with our seminar or webinar on how to prepare an effective speech. And we're going to go over 10 tips to help you prepare a speech in the most effective way. So first off, I just want to show you, I'll go back and forth with the document I created on the top 10 tips. The first tip is on creating a good opening and closing. So most times when you make a speech, people remember either the last statement or the beginning, how you opened it. And the intro is key in capturing people's attention. So you want to make sure that whatever intro you do, it could be a quote, it could be a question, it could be a statement, something that really captures people's attention and makes them want to hear more. Okay, so it's important for you to, when you're preparing a speech, to memorize a powerful opening as well as a great closing. And the closing, the key to that is you want to make, again, you can end with a quote, a statement, a call to action. But the idea is that people leave with a very clear image of what you wanted to convey. Okay. The other powerful thing about having a closing memorized is that you can always, even if you get a little bit lost, if you know the closing, you can always say, so in summary, and then go into your closing statement. So that way you can feel safe that when you're preparing a speech, even if you get lost, you'll know how to end it strongly. Okay, second point is organization. So again, the purpose of a public speech is always for the audience. So the reason why it's important to have organization in your speech is that it helps the audience be able to understand your main points more clearly. Typically, what I like to do is at the very beginning after the intro, I clarify, I do the intro and 3 main points for the body and then go into the conclusion. And sometimes I even say, I have 3 main points to convey to you about effective public speaking, so on and so forth. So it's good to do it in that way to create a clear flow. People know, oh, I'm going to hear 3 main points, and they'll conclude. Third point is on purpose. A good speech has a clear intention of what you want the audience to either know or feel or be able to do at the end of the talk. So when you design your speech, you should first think about what is the purpose of your speech. Is there something that you want to educate your audience on? Is there something you want to persuade them to believe in? Is there an action you want them to take? Or maybe you simply want to inspire or make them laugh. Whatever the purpose is, you want to make it sure that you're clear on what that purpose is from the beginning so that your whole speech has a cohesive flow to it. Next point, word choice. Use of clear, simple, vivid words adds excitement and energy to your speech. So, like the word vivid, having a vivid image of this, or in terms of public speaking, you want to be able to, move an audience in a stadium full of people. Anyway, point is word choice and good grammar, good pronunciation will help give you credibility and make it really memorable. Another example of good word choice is use of simile, metaphor, things that help people remember through the word use that you have. Also, try to avoid jargon or buzzwords because that usually makes people not want to listen. Fifth tip on effective public speaking is body language. So, according to many studies, they say that actually 80% or more of communication is through body language. So it's kind of hard to see in the screen because I'm a little bit close, but when you express yourself, sometimes the use of your hands, simply your posture, instead of drooping down, to really be able to stand confident conveys a lot. just your posture. So when speaking publicly, many times you might have certain habits that you do when you're nervous, but that's something to be aware of and gradually overcome. Okay. And point number six is vocal variety. I've been using that throughout this mini speech already. You don't want to talk like this and keep one single tone, because then the audience gets bored very quickly and then they'll fall asleep. Instead, to alternate from high pitch to even moments of silence when you're trying to make a deep point can really emphasize and create color to your speech. So having vocal variety makes it very engaging and entertaining for the audience. Point number 7, research. So many times you might have an inspirational message, but what can make it even more powerful is if you can back it with evidence. So a little bit of research on your topic, like what I said with, the statistic on, 80% or more of communication is body language. Even citing your sources can make your speech more credible and show that you know what you're talking about. So a little bit of research and the use of that goes a long way. 8, visual aids. So having even a simple prop can help allow the audience to remember what you were saying. I guess I didn't prepare that myself. Anyway, I could have brought, like, for example, a microphone as a prop to mimic what it's like to speaking publicly. Or if you're making a speech on connectiveness, then you could, or community, you might bring like a chain and emphasize the point that each of us are like a link, and that each of us are part of the same team, or something like this. So a prop can really help to drive a message and help make it memorable. Okay. Point number 9, persuasiveness. Okay. Now, if you think about what makes a speech persuasive, a lot of it has to do with how people can relate with you. How human are you? So being authentic, also sharing personal testimony. Like I've attended Toastmasters for 2 years. And through that process, I was able to learn a lot about public speaking and even refine my ability to speak. And it inspired me to also be able to teach others the same in a more shorter and effective way. And that's why I'm even here in front of you now, to be able to convey that with you. So expressing a little bit of emotion goes a long way, and also sharing a little bit of your personal life testimony goes a long way in persuading the audience. Okay. Also, logic is really important. Some people are the really logical types, so having even a clear structure or a very organized thought process will also help make it persuasive. And finally, inspiration. So to really inspire your audience, you really need to understand the audience and know what their needs and concerns are. So I understand, like, for many of us who are just starting out in public speaking, this could be the most difficult thing. In fact, another statistic said that public speaking is the #1 fear, even more than death itself. So it's very understandable that many of us feel intimidated when speaking in front of others, but really it's all about practicing and doing it. The more you actually practice and do it, I remember there was a quote that you have to be terrible at something first before you get good at it. And then you have to be good at it before you can get great. So in this case, for public speaking, it really holds true. It's all about just doing it, practicing. Keep practicing and doing it, and you'll get better. So that's it, the top 10 tips on effective public speaking. I hope you're able to get something out of this, and I wish you the best of luck in improving and practicing your public speaking. speech. Thank you.